Welcome to the station, crew. Enjoy your stay.
It was an average day on Space Station 14. I, an engineer on the station, was tasked with repairing the ventilation in one of the maintenance halls. It was routine work. I had to pass by a passenger attempting to bomb the head of personnel and a janitor's wet death trap on the way here. But otherwise, today was shaping up to be a pretty regular day.
The clown went this way! I hear the piano! Get out! Don't let him get away!
What you have just witnessed is one of thousands of scenarios that you could encounter in the game Space Station 14. A multiplayer role-playing sandbox where you and over 50 other victims, I mean crew members, attempt to run and maintain a massive space station. If that sounds like a recipe for disaster, it is. But there's a few of you sitting here feeling like you've heard of this game before. In fact, you're looking at the title right now and wondering why the name looks off? Space Station 14 is a remake of the game Space Station 13, replicating the gameplay, visuals, design, sound effects, and more. But if they're just gonna make a one-to-one copy of the original game, why remake the game at all? You see, Space Station 13 came out in 2003, and requires a few things to get running. Okay, today I'm gonna download Space Station 13. Space Station 13, here we go. Okay, I gotta download Beyond? Am I back in 2003?
Oh no.
Please don't break my PC. Okay. Wait, where's the game? Okay, that doesn't start it. Oh, okay, I gotta join from the browser. That makes sense. I'll just pick this one. Okay, here we go. I think my game just crashed. No, my whole computer crashed. Okay, that's cool. Can I play the game now?
Yes.
Okay, we can play.
Meanwhile.
That's the best part of the remake, skipping out on all the nonsense and wish-wash and Billy Bob Doodle-Doo of the old station to let you just play it. But starting up the game is only half of why Space Station 13 was so hard to play. The other half was, where the hell am I? What the hell is this? Am I in hell? Space Station 13 looks like the sequel of the hit title Star Wars Yoda Stories, and while 14 is like cleaning up the screen with a HUD mod, it hardly fixed the problem of understanding anything you see on the screen. A problem that intensifies when you try to interact with it.
Space Station 14 is a multiplayer role-playing game where every single person...
Okay, after an hour of watching guides and writing down controls in a notepad, I was finally ready to play. If you think I'm kidding about the notepad, I'm not. So now we are on the station, but right now we're just a passenger, and passengers are about as important to the station as a pile of bricks. To fix that, we're gonna need to learn a role on this station. Every player on the map has a job to do to keep the station running. And unless you're one of those otaku neets about to get isekai'd by Truck-kun, you better get out of your dorm room and start pulling your weight to keep this place alive. So let's pick out your new job. How many jobs are there to choose from? Oh, and each one has their own unique mechanics and controls. From captains to bartenders, everyone has a role to play. And learning how to play one of the roles is your first task in Space Station 14. But how do you learn a role?
There are currently 43 jobs or roles in the game.
The first job I learned when starting Space Station 14 was engineer. The crew members tasked with repairing and keeping the station powered and functional. A little bit of advice for newcomers: don't start with engineer. Fun fact: every round, the engineering team is tasked with supplying the power and air for the entire station, which requires station engineers to create a giant singularity they must contain and generate to create the electricity. That means building the machinery for it, by Lego, and correctly operating the device to keep it contained. Take too long doing this and you'll find yourself with a very angry radio talking about where the electricity is. And if you do it wrong... If you want to have an easy start with an important job, the two best jobs for you are cargo technician and janitor. Hey, don't doubt the smaller roles. Janitors have grenades. Cargo techs are tasked with keeping the ship supplied with the necessary materials and tools everyone needs. You'll be completing orders, turning in bounties, and delivering cargo to the various departments that need it. And if you do your job well, you get to do the best part of the day.
We could probably gamble right now, to be honest.
Gamble? I like gamble.
Gamba?
Gamba.
Come on, baby, give me something good, give me something good. Oh, mama, we are rich! Oh my god, yeah! Oh no. Run, boss! Take my hand! Take my hand! No! Janitor is by far the best for a newcomer. You take your mop, your bucket, and your chemical warfare and clean up any messes you find on the ship. You really can't find a better job to get the hang of Space Station 14. Just sit back and relax as you clean up the stage. I lied. You're not actually playing a space station simulator, but rather the hit game Among Us. Not everyone on the station is a friendly crew member. Every round, a group of antags will be chosen to work against the crew and fulfill their objectives. The Syndicate being the most common role you can be given, where you are an undercover operative attempting to sabotage the station. You can be tasked with killing a member of command, sabotaging key infrastructure, stealing a specific item, and much more. You have to complete your task and either get out alive when the evac shuttle flies off, or go out with a bang. You're not alone in these objectives either, as there will be other Syndicate members on the ship, all with their own goals that aren't guaranteed to line up with yours. You can still try to work together by using the code words assigned to you. Saying these special words hint to your fellow Syndicate about your real identity. Being tasked with stealing the research director's hand teleporter, I begin to plan out my objective as I go about my normal workday. Heading to cargo to order some mops because some people don't know how to share, when I hear a familiar code word at the cargo desk.
Oh, blue. Lots of blue.
Blue's a nice color.
Fine, a flat color, whatever that means.
Blue is okay. Yeah, flat, but not too much in a good way.
Hey, can I get some mops, please? Finding my fellow Syndicate, I later slinked into a maintenance hall with Eats the Dirt.
Hey, so, what do you need?
Teleporter from Research Director.
Oh, dang.
As we schemed, he recommended I use my Syndicate PDA to buy a pair of thief's gloves, which let me nab any item off of someone without being noticed. I tested it on my new partner and nabbed his PDA without him noticing. We cackle in glee as we prepare our plan. The science department is tasked with studying and experimenting on the anomalies of the station. Anomalies with often messy effects. So it wouldn't be weird at all for a janitor to come by and clean up. All I had to do was stalk the halls of the science department and be the first janitor to respond when science inevitably created a mess. Then I get close to the research director and steal the teleporter with the gloves before anyone notices. I'll be scot-free on the shuttle before you know it. And hey, what do you know? The research director is standing right there. Hey, any messes in here?
Nope. Surprisingly clean.
You gotta be kidding. What are these scientists doing if they aren't making a mess? I wander the halls for a bit while I await my opportunity. Maybe Eats the Dirt will create a mess I have to clean up like he promised. I pick up the trash around science as the gravity turns off. One of our fellow syndicates must be sabotaging engineering. That's fine as long as I can get into science. I float back down towards the science department and immediately float into a pile of thick smoke? Holy shit, I can't breathe! Why is it so hot in here? Oh, fuck! I get through the portal, but the damage was already done. I fell lifeless on the ground in front of cargo. The cargo tech, unaware of what was on the other side, throws me back into the portal, where my corpse was superheated to ash. See, as I was wandering around waiting for my chance to nab the teleporter, the cargo salvage team had recovered a locked science crate from an abandoned research lab. Being the good salvagers that they are, they brought it to science to find out what's inside.
Oh boy, my Amazon package arrived. Hopefully it's the new iPhone I ordered. That's a bomb.
It was in the aftermath of heated plasma and death that I happened to have slipped in and burned up like the silly meatbag that I am. See, the one big thing about Space Station 14 is that you are one of many attempting to make your own story out of the rounds you play. Good guys, bad guys, all building up their own journey through the station. And while this gives the opportunity for a lot of emergent gameplay, it also means your experience is up to the whims of random people on the internet, which always goes swimmingly. I was playing an engineer for this round when we got an alert on the station. The Syndicate had declared war and will be invading the ship to set off a nuclear meltdown. All hands were on deck, gathering every supply we could, fortifying key positions and distributing weapons to every able body. I felt like a proper combat engineer as I set up cover, cameras, barricades, and more for the incoming attack. And then an hour passed, and the nuclear operatives never attacked the station. We all sat there waiting, complacent, confused, and rather bored because the attackers who were supposed to fight us were off watching VTubers or something, I don't know. A meteorite ended up hitting the evac bay, and I was tasked with fixing it. I sat there clearing meteor chunks and repairing walls while the rest of the station finally got attacked. The Syndicate wiped out the crew of the station, taking down the captain and collecting the nuclear codes. They had won, and the station was soon to blow. And I saw none of it because I was fixing evac! This round taught me that if I want to enjoy my experience in Space Station 14, it was up to me to shape it. Whether it was enjoying the job I had or creating my own silliness instead. But even if you do everything you can to make your own fun, you are still at the whims of other players. And sometimes that makes sessions feel like, something happened for the love of God! Oh shit! Okay, I'm bored. A saying often repeated about the original Space Station 13 is that this is the greatest role-playing game you can ever play. But don't play it. Between the constant hurdles, confusing controls, complicated mechanics, and need to interact with other human beings, it all creates an incredibly niche game that only those willing to put their time and energy into understanding can fully enjoy. This ain't no plug-and-play game with instant gratification. You gotta be hardcore. And by hardcore, I mean willing to watch hours of Lilton Head tutorials. Thank you, my king. But Space Station 14, at its core, is meant to be an easier entry into the world of its original. And thanks to this, it's already doing a pretty good job. For all of the complicated jobs and mechanics, there's often a teacher around who can help you learn the ropes. There's guidebooks on everything you need to know. And for all the uninteresting games, there's just as many where you find a bit of fun where you least expect.
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
I played against a clown in a game of chess while learning his backstory for nearly an entire round, and that was one of the best nights I had in a while. I won, by the way. The fact that you can hop on a job in this station and never know what fun situation is waiting for you is by far the most addictive part of Space Station 14. And if anything in this video has piqued your interest too, I recommend you check it out as well. It's literally free and runs on Windows XP. What are you waiting for? To give my own suggestions on how it could improve, adding an input list on what you can do in the bottom right a la Assassin's Creed would help with learning controls. Oh, and proximity voice chat on private servers, because I think that'd be funny. Space Station 14 is a meal that's hard to chew, but take the time to chew it and you may find a flavor unlike any other. And if you want to try the game, you're welcome to join me in the cool corner, where only cool kids who learn how to live it up on the station can join. Oh fuck. I lived, bitch!